They knew I was going to make mistakes. I knew I was going to make mistakes, but it was make the mistake, learn why it's a mistake, and then, do your best not to replicate it again.
So now tell me, because I think there's a difference between, learning, whether it's through courses or theoretically or boots on the ground, but like, what was that learning gap for you, man? From like, you said you knew stock brokerage. Obviously, you went to school. You had some, education, and I think you have, like, I'm pretty sure you have your Series 7, your Series, all that.
I did. They expired.
You did, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So all that stuff. So now you're coming in, and these guys are just kind of giving you a shot. Like, what does your day to day look like when you're learning? And do you feel like it was, I guess, accelerated from just being in the environment completely?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I knew next to nothing, and try to learn as quickly as you can. So it was, they had some, like, I forget how, but they had like some videos and stuff that they already had for me to watch to like get introduced a little bit more. And then it was literally just trial by fire. So it was sit in the office and we're going to give you stuff to do. You're going to suck at it, but you're going to learn when we correct you. And I was like, okay, that works for me. I learn by doing. I'm a big experience guy. Like for me, even when I was an athlete, I would always try to play with better players, even though it was always frustrating, because I pick up things when I see other people doing it. Like I consume and like then I just regurgitate. Like I don't think I'm a super like creative, one of a kind, or like original thinker, at least not yet. I still feel like I'm in a very steep educational stage, and I think only lately have I been expressing it more and helping other people out. But like I learn by consuming, I learn by watching, I learn by experiencing, and then I take that on and I try very hard not to make the same mistakes. They knew I was going to make mistakes. I knew I was going to make mistakes, but it was make the mistake, learn why it's a mistake, and then, do your best not to replicate it again. So that was, for me, the best environment. And then also I'm in the office all day with the two of them. It's just the three of us. I was the first person they brought on. And you just learn a lot by hearing people talk. So it's, 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 5 days a week for months on end. You just pick up whatever they're talking about and you ask questions and you hear things. And, I was just never afraid to ask questions. Even today, I still ask questions. Like I'm still not super knowledgeable on the construction side, on the property material side. Those two big things, essentially. The debt side, I still am learning a ton about, like the secondary debt market. That's one thing I'm trying to learn a ton about right now. I'm not afraid to ask questions. Like that was, when you came on, I'm doing, this 30-day mini series right now, because I'm trying to understand what everybody else is doing through this pandemic. Like I just want to ask people and hear their thoughts and, hear different things. And, I love having, one or two debt people on to try to understand, how that world works. And because I didn't understand the whole thing about liquidity, and I'm going down a rabbit hole, but, for me, that was, really steep learning curve. And I've looked back on some of like the Excel spreadsheets I've done, and they are disgusting. They're so wrong. They're not even close, but it's awesome because that's, that just shows like where you start and, where you come from and where you are today. But yeah, being in it for me was huge.